Welcome back to Robot Wars and a heat with unique designs and veterans in new shells. This heat is looking to be quite the showdown, so let's jump to the battleboard and see the lineup. As previously stated, some returning veterans with new machines and even new names. VOOMITVERT, scene number 27 against Bucky the Rebooted, the newcomers, and the returning veterans rotated back from Series 1. We also have Foxstick, who we've seen in the last two wars with K9 and Mecha Grizzly against new design Detour and newcomers Great Pumpkin. I don't get the pumpkin on the head, but whatever. But here is fight number 1, 11th Seed, Destructotron, Newblood reigning champions of Series 2, up against the newcomers Junkyard Boss and veterans Pyramid. Let chaos commence! Destructotron, Axebot. They surprised everyone in the Newblood Championships by taking home the trophy, as well as getting their revenge against Flowerbed, who beat them in the grand finals. The weapons are plentiful, the ground clearance is a major issue, the armor isn't the toughest, but after their performance in the Newblood Championships, they shouldn't be overly underestimated. Junkyard Boss, Lifter. Looks similar to Team Shock's machine Shockwave, a 4-wheel drive box bot with a strong lifting plow and great pushing power. The quick drive is also very impressive, and the plow can be used as a spiked plate to penetrate the opposition when it's upside down. But the exposed wheels are quite vulnerable, and the armor isn't all that strong. Pyramid! Spinner! Third machine they've entered with, they fought in Series 1 with Tomb of Despair, which didn't have the greatest levels of success. Almighty Curse didn't really do all that much better in the last wars, but were more effective with the Sledgehammer. Now they've entered with a similar design while incorporating a spinning Ankh as their weapon. Very much could be a strong contender, especially since the weapon is quite long, making attacking it rather difficult. And no weaknesses. You sure?
Roboteers, stand by.
Heat 13 with Destructotron, the 11th Seeds, Spikes, the Scoop, the Fire Axe in the rear, Circular Saw, Junkyard Boss with the lifting plow, seems quite effective too, and Pyramid with the big spinning Ankh, ready to cleave and destroy anyone stupid enough to get in its path.
1. Activate.
Be interesting to see what that Ankh can do, actually. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. It's definitely unique, as it's pinging off Junkyard Boss and collides with Destructotron, who releases the pit. And I'm not sure that Ankh's really doing all that much. Well, it's doing a bit of damage, but... Oh, look at that! One of the tires is gone on Junkyard Boss. So that's gonna affect its drive. Down comes the axe of Destructotron. I don't know why. Junkyard Boss is up and over. I am not overly sure how that's happened. But now look at this. The Ankh, while it spins very fast, it's not all that effective when it's stationary. Now, getting away from the angle grid, they were stuck on and they've fallen into the pit. Right, so what was that about no weaknesses? Guys, look at this. You weren't really under any pressure, you just drove over the pit. You seem to be balancing there for a second, and then I think your Ankh took you down as Junkyard Boss slams Destructotron into the angle grinder, and are now toying with the Pit of Oblivion. And now, Destructotron definitely seems in trouble, and that's mainly due to their high ground clearance. That's always going to be their Achilles heel! But Destructotron uses that to their advantage to send Junkyard Boss down the pit. And Junkyard Boss, they can't get out. They won't now. Into the pit and out as Destructotron spins into light. Well played, Destructotron. Pyramid sadly into the bronze. Junkyard Boss into the silver. Destructotron, they go through to the gold. Although having said that, Junkyard Boss very much could have gone through if they hadn't ended up in the pit like they did. Oh well, next up, Foxic, Detour, and Great Pumpkin. Foxic! Rambot! In Series 1 they competed with K9, and in the last Wars they competed with Mecha Grizzly. Both times saw limited success, if any at all. Foxic is the team's third machine for the series with stronger drive and a strong lifting front snout which can help them right themselves if overturned. But like previous entries, the exposed wheels will prove to be a problem going forward. Geotor! Spinner! They bought another machine named Vertigo and turned it into a new Geotor for their entry in this series, and it does seem to be an improvement. The front wedge, which is very low to the ground, leads up to the lethal spinning drums and can still be a problem when flipped over, but the exposed wheels will prove to be a worry for them. Great Pumpkin! Flamethrower! A low wedge that offers great pushing power with a flamethrower to scorch the underbelly of the opposition, which could potentially burn out the electronics. The bigger pumpkin on top is mainly for comical purposes, but can help the machine still drive and even bring it back onto its wheels. But the exposed wheels will prove to be an issue.
Robot ears, stand by.
Foxic, back for the third series, with the lifting snout, I should point out. It is a lifter. Geotor back again with a new design entirely, with spinning drum. And the only newcomer in this fight, Great Pumpkin, who actually does have a lot of combat experience in live events, with the front wedge and the flamethrower.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Each team here has lots of combat experience, and Foxic already in trouble, being ganged up on by Geotor and Great Pumpkin. And now Great Pumpkin on the attack on Geotor. Now Geotor underneath Great Pumpkin and causing problems for them. And I think there's a problem for Foxic. I think the wheels have gone. 2 wheels on their left side have gone. What was that just came flying across the floor? Well, Geotor underneath Great Pumpkin, and I'm wondering if Geotor's planning to throw them over. Well, Foxic's up with that. Down goes the Pit of Oblivion. And Geotor continually pushing away at Great Pumpkin, and I don't think they really need to. I think Great Pumpkin suffered enough. I don't think Great Pumpkin's coming back. Foxic, despite missing 2 wheels, get on the flames, they're still able to get outside their circumference, only just though. It's not real control, and if there was to go to the judges, they would lose on control and would, I think they'd technically be deemed immobilized. You can see the 2 wheels there of Foxic on the floor as Geotor continuously slams against the angle grinder for no reason, probably because they know that they've won this. Now moving away as Foxic is trying to get away, trying to use the handicap they have to either push Great Pumpkin or get close to Geotor. They're just about getting there. But they keep sliding back. Now coming in for an attack on... I don't know why you're bothering. I just play dead and deem yourself immobilized. And off comes another wheel. And I think the tire from wheel 4. A flip on Geotor, not enough though. You can keep firing your weapon. It's not going to change matters. Foxic now fully immobilized. Well, somewhat. The wheel still works, but it might as well be immobilized at this point. Let's be real. They can't really get anywhere. Geotor vastly improved, and Foxic now giving up. They know they can't do anything as Cease is called. And it's Geotor through to the gold rumble with Great Pumpkin and Foxic crashing. And here's where they crash. Foxic into the bronze rumble, Great Pumpkin into the silver, Geotor into the gold. Next up, VOOMITVERT, Bucky the Rebooted, and Rotator. VOOMITVERT Spinner. They unfortunately crashed out due to their own driving in the Lost Wars by driving into the pit in the Death or Glory, but they did a lot better than they did with Pulverizer in the first wars. The blade was very deadly in the Lost Wars, and the drive was very quick with an extremely low front. With them back, could they go further than the Heats, and potentially the series? Bucky the Rebooted Control Bot. The gnawing teeth will grab hold of the opposition to drag them around and even towards the pit where they'll eventually drop them. The teeth can also allegedly help the machine self-right, but the exposed wheels prove to be an issue for them in Battle of the YouTubers on the main channel, and the rear is not well protected. Rotator Spinner. We saw them back in Series 1, didn't really have a great run though, seemed impressive but never really managed to live up to it. They've returned sort of redesigned in a way, still the same weapon as the first wars with the undercutter spinning bar and the invertible design, but now the rear has some spikes for added protection. Yeah, those spikes won't help you getting flipped, nor will they help you protect your exposed wheels.
Robot ears, stand by.
VOOMITVERT, C number 27 with the big spinning flywheel blade. Bucky the Rebooted, first time in the main competition with the clamping teeth. And Rotator back again from Series 1, slightly redesigned to be honest, with the undercutter spinning bar.
3, 2, 1, activate.
How will it do them? Well, Bucky the Rebooted immediately flung up and over by VOOMITVERT. And VOOMITVERT definitely off comes one of the wheels, and Bucky the Rebooted is in serious trouble, and I think Rotator's in trouble as well. One of the wheels is not turning. Bucky the Rebooted's drive is now crippled. Oh, now Rotator starts to properly move into the angle grinder. That's stupid. Have you ruined your machine more since Series 1, I wonder? Bucky the Rebooted, now they're reversing into the angle grinder. Then you can sort of understand because they're missing a wheel. Rotator in major trouble. Oh, but not as much trouble as Bucky the Rebooted. They're on fire now. Or two of the electronics that just burst out are. And as I said, there's no rear protection for Bucky. Meaning the electronics are vastly exposed. VOOMITVERT now on the attack on Rotator, ripping into them and sends them flying across the floor. I don't think Rotator has a way of coming back from that. Down goes the pit with Rotator on it. They're descending down, and that's the end for Rotator, so they are officially into the Bronze Rumble. Bucky the Rebooted, they'll be crashing into the silver by the looks of it, if they can repair the machine in time. Meanwhile, VOOMITVERT, as lethal as they were in the last war. Hey, look at that! There's still a bit of life left in Bucky. You have to admire that. And the only real bit of damage to VOOMITVERT is part of the wedgelet. You can see there's a bit of a wedgelet on the left, but there isn't on the right. And that's because it got taken out by Rotator earlier. And I think on the floor there is the weapon mechanism for Bucky. Bucky, well, they survived High AF in Battle of the YouTubers. I think just though. However, they haven't survived VOOMITVERT. Far more damaging, and now into the pit. That's the end of Bucky. They're into the Silver Rumble as VOOMITVERT spins into light. And once again, it's VOOMITVERT smashing their way through to the Gold Rumble. definitely on top form as they were last year. VOOMITVERT on as strong a form as they were in the last wars and could do very well this series if things go their way. Hopefully Bucky the Rebooter can repair themselves in time for the Silver Rumble. Rotator, they're sadly in the Bronze. Here are our 3 Rumbles, with VOOMITVERT seed number 27 taking on the 11th seeds Destructotron, as well as the Irish Machine Dietor. First time they're in the Gold Rumble, actually. The Silver Rumble consists of Junkyard Boss, Great Pumpkin, and if they are able to properly and fully repair themselves in time, Bucky the Rebooted. But here, first off, the Bronze Rumble with Pyramid and the Spinning Ankh, the Lifter of Foxic, despite it technically being a Rambot, and the Spinning Undercutter Bar of Rotator. Hopefully, they do better in this battle.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Bronze Rumble with Pyramid. They've been here quite a few times, actually. With the Spinning Ankh. Foxic with the Lifting Front. They've also been in the Bronze Rumble before. And Rotator with the Undercutter Spinning Bar. And the Wedge Plate this time around, instead of the spikes. Thinking that'll do something. Foxic still on the attack on Pyramid. Oh, the wedge is gone! The front snout of Foxic's gone in 5 seconds! The battle's just started, and Foxic's already lost a major part of their weapon. So, what does Foxic have now, I wonder? Well, there are a couple of wheels on the floor, so I'm guessing they've lost them again. And they've lost another tire. Meanwhile, Rotator stuck in the CPZ. They're not doing anything. I don't think they can do anything. Pyramid, I think, stuck on Foxic as they backhand them. Ooh. And a good smack there as well. And Foxic, I don't think have any real control of the drive. What is that that just came out? I'm not too sure. Rotator, they don't seem in great spirits either. And now Foxic spinning around onto the pit. And Pyramid will take advantage of that. Down goes the pit. And down goes Foxic. And Pyramid now to deal with Rotator somehow. Try and get them out of the corner instead of smacking them with the yank. Gets a little bit of air. Well, Pyramid definitely. Oh, the ank's gone. The spinning ankh is flung off. There, look at that. Off it comes. And with that gone, the weapon of Pyramid is no more. On the upside, though, it seems to have done their drive the world of good. Now, underneath Rotator. Not having any trouble there. And can actually properly get underneath them and push them. And are doing a very good job of that, pushing Rotator away. They're underneath the rear wedge, which, truth be told, I'd say it hasn't done anything. The machine hasn't done anything. Rotator, I don't think, has done any better this time around. They had the same problems as they did back in Series 1. They've come back to haunt them. Rotator pushed into the pit. And it's Pyramid going to the Death or Glory, which they've only been to once with Tomb of Despair, and that, truth be told, was barely. Well done, Pyramid. Not much else I can really say about that. The Foxic ripped apart and demolished, beheaded and pitted. Rotator did absolutely nothing, and they crashed out. The Egyptians progressed through to their first Death or Glory. Well done to them. Next up, Junkyard Boss, Great Pumpkin, and Bucky the Rebooted.
Robot ears, stand by.
The Silver Rumble with Junkyard Boss and the Lifting Plow. Great Pumpkin, the front wedge, the giant pumpkin on top, and the flamethrower. And Bucky the Rebooted. Have they repaired themselves after the damage they took in the last fight? And will the clamping teeth be effective?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
You know, the front wedge will. It's very low to the ground, and Junkyard Boss already throwing over Great Pumpkin as Bucky the Rebooted now slams them into the wall. And now, Bucky the Rebooted underneath Junkyard Boss. Junkyard Boss once again tries throwing over Great Pumpkin, this time to no success. Great Pumpkin underneath Bucky the Rebooted and helps get them up and over. And now, ooh, Junkyard Boss struggled there. I think they tried flipping both of them up and over at once. Well, they flipped out Bucky. So Bucky the Rebooted's gone. Look at this. They're underneath a great flip, and out they go. They've only got their teeth dangling on the wall, so that's all that's left of them. And now up and over goes Great Pumpkin. And he said that the wheels of Great Pumpkin can help the machine right itself. That only works though if it's flipped onto their back. It hasn't been. It's flipped on their front, meaning those wheels cannot do anything. Junkyard Boss releasing the pit to throw out Great Pumpkin, to drop them down to the pit. Eventually, there you go. Down goes Great Pumpkin. That's the end of them. And Junkyard Boss drives on through to the death or glory. And a very well fought victory that one was. A great battle and a great victory for Junkyard Boss, the newcomers. Congratulations for Great Pumpkin and Bucky the Rebooted. Hopefully we see you in the next wars. But it's Junkyard Boss going through to the death or glory. And now it's time for the Gold Rumble with 11 seeds, Destructotron, 27 seeds, VOOMITVERT, and the Irish Polka Dot Machine, Dietor.
Robot ears, stand by.
The Gold Rumble with the 11 seeds, Destructotron with the spike, scoop, axe, and saw. Dietor with the front wedge, the 2 spinning drums, and VOOMITVERT, the 27 seeds with the big flywheel. Will they be able to replicate the type of damage they did in the last fight? Well, let's see.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Assuming yes, especially since the Destructotron has such high ground clearance. Dietor has those big, juicy wheels, and up and out the arena. That's the end of Dietor, right from the start as well. It's only been a couple seconds, and the Destructotron's gone as the pit comes down. That was fast. So the answer to that question is yes. Not only will VOOMITVERT take them out destructively, they'll take him out quickly. That was a very fast victory for VOOMITVERT. Well done. I think the last time we had a Gold Rumble end that quickly was all the way back in Series 1. Well done to VOOMITVERT as they blitz through into the Heat Final as Destructotron and Dietor both crash out and land a spot in the Death or Glory against Pyramid from the Bronze Rumble and Junkyard Boss from the Silver Rumble, who both also fought Destructotron earlier in the preliminaries. How's this fight gonna go, I wonder?
Robot ears, stand by.
The Death or Glory with Pyramid, with the Spinning Ankh from the Bronze Rumble. From the Silver Rumble, we have Junkyard Boss with the Lifting Plow. And from the Gold Rumble, Dietor with the wedge and the 2 spinning drums. And 11 seeds Destructotron with the spinning blade, the axe, the scoop, and the spikes.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Again a Death or Glory with 3 machines from an earlier preliminary fight enter the arena again. Of course, this time, Dietor's in the mix and is already causing problems for Destructotron. Off comes one of the tires. You just saw it there earlier. And Pyramid flip, but it's Junkyard Boss who goes flying up and over. And Destructotron, I think, has lost another wheel. Their other tire's gone. There's no drive there from the... Oh, the Axe gone! The Axe gone again from Pyramid! Look at this! Bang! Into the wall, and the Yank has gone again. And I'm wondering if that's a plus, because they could drive better. Dietor's on the wall. I'm guessing from Pyramid... not Pyramid, Junkyard Boss's lifting. And meanwhile, Destructotron, no drive. The tires aren't touching the ground. They are pretty much immobilized at this point. And now Junkyard Boss to push away at Pyramid. And oh, really in the pit there, Pyramid. Oh, Junkyard Boss! Not so lucky. Look at this. There, the drive will just hit the brakes as well. And then Junkyard Boss, whoops, too far. They missed the pit and down the pit. Oh, and now it's Destructotron's turn to go down the pit as well. And Dietor now being attacked by Pyramid, who also doesn't seem to be moving. And I'm wondering if something's happened, if they've run out of power. They had that in the last wars with their older design. I'm wondering if it's happened again. Did they remember to charge the batteries, or did they forget that? Has something else happened to Dietor that we're not aware of? I'm not sure, but this is Pyramid pushing Dietor into the pit. Or at least trying to, if Destructotron wasn't in the way. And now, Pyramid to properly finish the Dietor off. I was about to say Destructotron, they're already finished. And it's Pyramid smashing their way through to the heat final. Well done, Pyramid. And you know what? I'm starting to think they don't really need their Ankh. It works as a damaging weapon, but it doesn't really matter when you can just push machines around. Well done to Pyramid as they defeat Junkyard Boss, 11 Seeds, Destructotron, and Dietor as they head on through to the Heat Final to take on the 27th Seeds VOOMITVERT for a spot in the Series semi-finals. No matter what happens, this is Team Pyramid's best series so far.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here we go, the Heat Final. 27 seeds VOOMITVERT, Lethal Blade, and Pyramid with the spinning Ankh. And this is actually the team's best wars. They never got this far in 1 or 2.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Can they go further? Can they defeat VOOMITVERT? Or will VOOMITVERT cause Pyramid to go flying out the arena? They almost had them there. Something's on the floor, and VOOMITVERT's up and over. And this could give Pyramid a chance to attack. They squandered that chance though. Oh, something's come off there. Not sure what that was exactly. Pyramid still giving chase to VOOMITVERT. Ooh, and a good strike there. They both go flying across the floor, separate directions, and there. Out they go! And that's a big bang! Look at this! Bang! Off comes the Yank as Pyramid goes skyward and crashes out the arena. That was quite the feat, especially from the center of the arena. That was fantastic. Well done, VOOMITVERT, as they seem to be replicating Sub-Zero's run from the last wars. What a quick and brutal end for Pyramid as VOOMITVERT make their way through to the series semifinals. They had promise in the last wars and seem to be correcting their sad end back then. You'd better keep an eye on this machine. But until then, take care, and I'll see you next time. Farewell.